Welcome back to the Global Blockchain Show podcast. I'm your host, Cristina Nájera, and today we have a very special guest with us. We have Jonas. He is the founder of C1, and he is going to share with us his amazing journey. So I'm very excited to have you, Jonas. Thank you so much for coming. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me here. It's actually my first day when I broke my leg, so it's the first day the doctor allowed me to put some pressure on it. So I'm double happy today, being here and a better leg.
100%. I'm very honored to have you because, as I mentioned before, lots of people need to hear more about you and your journey. Mm-hmm. So let's start on you and the journey. What inspired you to create C1? And when you started, did you envision what you already have created?
I started C1 because I believe in business and I wanted to create a business opportunity for all people. And when I started it was the first time in the history where actually most people on the globe had access to internet, right? With a mobile phone or a smartphone. So I wanted to take online networking, a business model that is working for all people, for people without an experience in business and maybe without a big education. I wanted to create a business opportunity for all people. It doesn't matter where you come from, education, age, country, right? So that was the goal. And again, for the first time, all people had access to internet, so you could work with people wherever they were living in the world. That was the start.
Wow, very impressive. So when you just started, what were the biggest challenges that you faced to be able to create this company?
The biggest challenges is like always, if you're an entrepreneur, there's a lot of people that will tell you that you can't do it, right? Mm-hmm. And it haven't been done before, and there is a lot of things that will not work. And we were very early doing online business, right? It's a quite new world. So I think the biggest thing was not technology or the vision. It was all the people around you that try to put you down and tell you. Where I come from Sweden. People love success, but don't like successful people sometimes. So that was the biggest obstacle.
Wow, very impressive. I think mindset is very important when it comes to entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
So how your mindset has been evolving during these years, because you moved to Dubai in 2021.
Yeah.
And I would love to hear your insights since you moved here, because you are now in a different environment. Mm-hmm. And however, you as a person started in your own country, and now being in a different country with lots of different people, different cultures, how does it shape the vision that you had in C1? It's
totally changed everything, to be honest. First of all, when I came here was in a very special time in the world during the COVID, right? Mm-hmm. I had started the company before, but within a couple of weeks, everything changed, right? Most people on the globe had to leave their office, leave their jobs, and go home. So it was a strange time. Not only that I had started a new company, but also this COVID things. And I was in Sweden, and in Sweden most people went home, right? They leave their jobs. Mm-hmm. So it was very hard to be a startup company, to try to recruit people and to build a long-term business. So I came to Dubai on a holiday. I had several friends living here. I had been doing business here for a long time. So I came here, and in Dubai it was okay to do business as long as you follow the rule. You can go to office if you use the masks and so on, and that helped a lot, because it was more or less business as usual, as long as you followed quite strict rules, but that's okay. But we could still do the business. So very quickly, I loved Dubai. It's an amazing place. All the entrepreneurial people, and yeah, it was love for a second. And also, when I started the company, we were working from Sweden. It was it was quite tough. First COVID, of course, but to build a company all around the world, you need to have people from all around the world in the company. And that was quite difficult because of rules in Sweden and so on. But when I came to Dubai, everything changed, because in Dubai there is more than 175 countries represented, right? So the company very quickly became very multicultural, and that helped us a lot, because it's impossible for me coming from Scandinavia to understand how you think in Asia or how you think in South America. But suddenly we were going from a company with 4 or 5 nationalities represented in the company to more than 25. And today we are actually 52% women, 48% men from more than 30 countries in the company. So, and that is a big reason why we're growing, because we really have people in the company that represent the whole world. Amazing.
Wow. Yes, I love the impact that it has when you create a new business. And I'm very curious to know more about your key to succeed growing your company, because you have more than 65 million users, and that's the dream of every entrepreneur, to keep onboarding users, to keep impacting people.
Yeah.
Would you like to share what were the key practices that you did in order to achieve this huge goal?
It was actually, I think there is a lot of important keys to grow. But I think for the first time, I've been doing a lot of different businesses. But for the first time, I started listening a lot. You know, a lot of entrepreneurs want to be great, right? And we know what we are doing. But there is always people that is better than you. So for the first time, I was not really proud of the concept, because I believed it was not really tech. It was not really good. But most people on the globe are not really tech, right? Most people don't even have a bank account or a credit card. So for the first time, I had a business that could talk to the people. And a woman in Kenya and a 60-year-old woman in Kenya and a 21-year-old guy in Norway are not doing business the same way. So for the first time, I was listening and let the business more or less become a user content business, right? So I let people add what they believed was good things. So we became a members company, and that created a lot of magic very quickly, because all people could see, oh, I don't have any knowledge, but I can do this. Very often people think that the business is too advanced. I don't have the education, but suddenly people could see, I can create my own company within the company. I can do my own business, and that changed a lot. And I let it go, more or less. I didn't try to control everything. I let it go, and then a lot of great people came on board, and we built it together. That's more or less what happened. Yeah,
I love that, to have the courage to listen to others, and also to take feedback and understand the user
a mentor for me, a guy from Sweden called Ingvar Kamprad. He started IKEA, the global furniture company. He said to me one time that I am not a great entrepreneur myself, but I know how they look like. So always recruit people that's better than you. It's a big chance that you think I'm the king, I'm the boss, but there's always a lot of people that know have great skills, and that's the people that you need.
Yeah, 100%, and add them to your company, and then you all together create something amazing. And now that you are in tech, as you mentioned, we have new technologies emerging. Artificial intelligence and blockchain. So what's next for C1? Since you mentioned that you started with marketing, digital marketing, and in that time it was not as common as it is now. So now the same is happening with blockchain and artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
How C1 is empowering people to keep learning about these technologies, or what's the next step for C1 in order to keep adding value to the community?
First of all, we are all into to blockchain technology, of course, and we are all into AI. It's like the last couple of years. When I was growing up, the business world looked more or less the same over a period of 10 to 20 years. Not so much happened. A sales company was a sales company, and an industry was an industry. But today, the world changed month by month, right? So the blockchain technology is amazing because it opened up everything for people, right? The visibility and the transparency in the world, so all people can be a part of the future, the digital future, for the first time. As long as you have one of those, the smartphones are really important because it's the key to connect to the world. And with AI, everything is already in AI, and it will go much faster than we can believe. Within 12 to 24 months, all people in the whole world will be in the AI world, and AI is everywhere. AI is freedom, it's layers. Whatever you do a year from now will be AI driven. Even if you have a restaurant, you don't need to have a tech company, and even if you don't have a company at all, you will use AI in everything you do. It will help you to communicate. AI will, if I talk with you and I don't know your language, I don't need to, because I will have small things in my ears. So in real time, when you talk to me, I will hear if you come from Bangladesh or if you come from India, wherever. I will hear the language in Swedish in my ear within 12 months, in real time. That's just an example. So AI will be everywhere, and I love it. I love it because it's freedom, it connects people.
Yes, 100%. We are here to keep empowering people to use these technologies and to also make them understand that this is not something that will take their jobs. It's actually something that can improve their jobs and also something that they need to learn in order to implement into their businesses or into their life. So what's the mindset or what's the strategy that you have to make sure everybody understands the concept that you want to spread in the community? Since I mentioned the mind is not just about the tools, but about the mindset of people. So how can you help them to understand that these technologies to help, and it's not to, remove their jobs or to take their jobs?
First of all, a lot of jobs will disappear, and that's the reality. So it's important to say that we are going into big changes in the world, and to be honest, because if you play the game and you want to cover that there will be big changes, I think a lot of people will suffer. But the way is to see the future as an opportunity instead of a problem. And most of the time, what people have been afraid of or not believed in have been a good thing for us. For example, most people didn't believe that computerizing would be anything, that we will have computers. In the 17th, 80s, they said that there will maximum be like 5 to 10 computers in the whole world. Why should regular people have a computer? And you see that it became a little bit different, right? And in the beginning of the 90s, people said there's no reason to have a mobile phone, because you maybe have a phone at home, or you can go to those phone kiosks and put some money in and call. And people with a big phone was actually bullied. But in 1994, it became the Christmas present in the whole Western world. And within a couple of years, the whole world had a mobile phone. And today, most people can't live without it, right? The first thing we look on when we go somewhere is, where is the phone? And it doesn't matter where you live in the world, because all people have one of those in the pocket. But it was really, no one believed in the phone. And then we had internet, right? And the internet was also something that people was afraid of, to pay online, to pay a cinema ticket or a train ticket. Oh, the money will disappear. And And in the country I come from, people even say that this is only a fly that will fly away. Internet will never be anything. And I think it's the same where we are now. We see more danger with blockchain technology and AI than possibilities. And I think a couple of years from now, and it will go much faster, this time it will not take 25 years, it will take maximum 2.5 years, all people will be there. And the human race is quite cool because we adapt in new situations. So I don't see a lot of dangers. There will be scary things happen, but I think in a couple of years we will look back again and say, wow, this helped us a lot, and this created new opportunities, new possibilities. And one of the biggest is that I see half the world population that have been outside the system before, right, have the chance for the first time to come in. And that is one of the greatest things in itself, that we give an opportunity for the first time to all people. So my biggest thing is to help all people to get on board. The upcoming 2-3 years for me is not to focus, because the technical things will happen. AI will be here. There is so many companies that provide us with it. So our big goal in C1 is to, in a simple way, tell people that the only thing you need to do is actually get on board. It will solve itself by time, but get on board now, quickly, to be a part of it. ASAP.
I love that. Yes, because now that's the perfect timing to join, because now is where everything is emerging, especially after ChatGPT. Everybody is able to use artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Because this technology has been there for a while, but it was not open to everyone. But now, thanks to ChatGPT, everybody can use it.
Yeah.
So if you could invite somebody to collaborate with you, somebody that you admire, who will be this person?
Oh my
why?
God! Can I choose anyone?
Yes.
Yeah, I will. It will be really nice to come to office every morning and have Elon Musk and Michael Saylor, for example, sitting at the desk. That would be nice. Michael Saylor, that started MicroStrategy in 1989, for example, that is one of the leading guys in the blockchain technology and in promoting Bitcoin, for example. He have done an amazing job to actually explain what is happening to people. And of course, if I could choose nowadays, I will probably have Elon sitting at the table too. That will be really nice. In my point of view, he is the greatest entrepreneur of our time. Totally unafraid. And that's, to being an entrepreneur, it's, as I said in the beginning, is to be not afraid, because there's a lot of people that will tell you that you will lose and that you will not be able to fulfill your visions. So I don't care so much about education, if they have a great education, people I work with. I just love if they have the tiger or lion mentality, to be able to do whatever it takes. And actually living in Dubai, here is so many women, and I met so many women and men entrepreneurs. So except those two guys, there will be a very long table, because I would love to add a lot of entrepreneurs from all different businesses.
Yes, very interesting. Yeah, because
and we actually also live in a country where we have the king, that is an entrepreneur himself, and actually have created one of the greatest things I have seen in my life, Dubai, in a lifetime, and that also inspiring, right? And I think it inspires all entrepreneurs living here to be at a magical place that is good.
Yes, I love Dubai. It's very connected to my values as well, because one of the thoughts that I have is that everything is possible. So that's something that I truly believe as well. So it's good to feel at home here, because it's connected to something that is connected to my mindset.
Yeah.
And also, I'm very curious to understand more about you. So if you can come back in time and you meet yourself when you just started, what advice will you give to your younger self?
I would be much less afraid, because most things are not very dangerous and it will solve itself, right? And that sounds a little bit sad, but I wouldn't trust as many people as I trusted before going, listening to what education and stuff like that. I will do more business with my heart and my stomach, because most people that have created big value in my business is people that coming from I call them street smart, maybe very often very tough environment. But they have the fire in their eyes, and they have a mission, and you see it very quickly. But very often when I was younger, I didn't listen to those people. Instead, I look on the CV, right? And I don't have any university education myself, so I don't know why. But that's how I was taught. But if I could do it again, I would talk to people more, because all the people I have around me today is people that's street smart. Most of the leaders don't have big educations, but they have a vision and they want to change things. And so look and talk to people. I would have done, but when I was growing up, education, and you will learn to employ people, for example, to look on the papers instead of looking in their eyes. So that's my biggest. That I would change if I could live one more time. To talk to people earlier and not be afraid, because everything will solve itself.
Yes, 100%. I love those advices, especially the one that follow your heart and your vision, because I think that's what created this environment for you and your company to succeed. And I'm very curious also about understanding more about you. When did you realize that this is what you wanted to do? It's something that you had in mind for a long time, or is something that came while you were working towards something else? How did you discover that?
I still try to understand what I will do when I grow older, because I have never really. I had a plan that I wanted to, more or less, if they can do it, I can do it, right? You see those big mentor, your idols, and my idols came from everywhere. They come from the music industry. My idols were from everywhere. It could be Sylvester Stallone or Michael Jackson or Whitney Houston, and it could also be Bill Gates or Ingvar Kamprad from IKEA. So it doesn't really matter where you get your inspiration. The most important is that you get a lot of inspiration from people that have done something that you want to do, do something different. Most people listening to people that haven't done what they talk about, right? They write books about being an entrepreneur. They have never had their own company. And you will never trust a person to climb up on Mount Everest that never have been there, right? And you wouldn't go to a carpenter if you broke your arm. You go to a doctor. But a lot of people listening to wrong people. And that's a big mistake to do.
Yes, and also being in this space and being an entrepreneur requires lots of time and energy. And how do you balance between your personal life and your entrepreneurship life?
I don't do, because as I said, every morning when I wake up, I still don't really know what I will do, because I think it's amazing. Every day is amazing. I never know how the day will end. And of course, I have been having a longer plan about life, that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I want to create one of those big company and make difference for people. But it's an amazing journey. And very often it never really became as you planned it. So to be adaptable and every day, to be an entrepreneur, you have so many challenges every day, right? So if you, this is how I say it. Okay, I have never been really serious. That doesn't mean that I haven't done my best and have a plan. But if you're too serious and it become bad, you never have the courage to start over again. And it will go bad many times. I can't remember a day without a lot of difficulties, a lot of problems that you need to solve and things. So if you're too serious you have problems, you stop. And I have so many people around me when I was growing up that did 1 or 2 tries, and it went down, and they never have the courage to start over again. And if you read, and history is amazing because you can learn everything by reading about people that lived before you. You see that it's very often like the try 29 or the try 86 when they become successful. So if you stop after 1 try or 2 try, you will never be reaching your goals or your visions. So I have been like more or less like, okay, it went to hell. Let's do it again. Start over and do it. So you need to a little bit like being a successful entrepreneur is like playing with monopoly money. Because if everybody can play with monopoly money and they are great entrepreneur, but when it's real money, you get afraid. And when you get older, you learn that you need to be quite tough, right? And take decisions that can look like crazy. So don't take it too serious. Have a plan, of course, and do your best. Not be serious doesn't mean that you shouldn't do your best, but be prepared that there is a chance that I have to start over again. But that's, as I said before, you will not die.
Yes.
Tomorrow is another day, right? So a beautiful day tomorrow.
100%. I love the mindset. And Jonas, what's the future of money?
I think that money in the future will be an asset, not a way of controlling. Because up until today, money have been a way to control people, right? And I think we can see a change. And I think that's when we can really do good things on the planet we're living on. Because if you look on a clip from 20 years ago for on the stock market or shareholders in a company, it was most men sitting in costumes, right? And if you go to an event, an expo today where the money is for a crypto or blockchain event, you see all kind of people, women, guys in hoodies, 22, 23 years old, and there the guys with the suits are there too. But for the first time, I think all people are invited and all people created, and I think that money will not be a way of controlling people. It will be freedom. I think that deregulation and blockchain technology, crypto digital currencies and will open up. And the ultimate goal must be freedom, right? Freedom for all people. And when we have freedom, you see, thousands of years ago, most people had to spend most time awake to get food. That was the only. So they couldn't put a lot of energy to do other things, to invent things, right? Yeah. And the last 100 years we have done more or less the same. But for the first time, if we don't need to focus on money, money is amazing, but it's not the money; it's what you can do with it. So if it's not a way of control people and freedom, and everybody have access for it, it will be amazing. I think we will take steps upcoming 10, 20 years that we haven't done before. I think that healthcare, for example, we will in the upcoming 5 years will do more things than we have done in the entire history, because people are let into the financial structure and can that's it. It's a very, very hard question, but the freedom. I say freedom for all people, not a way of control. Freedom and access to all people.
Wow,
I love that. That must be the answer. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think we learned so much from you today.
That was kind.
Yes, it was a pleasure having you. I would love to see more about C1 and you in the future. And thank you for watching. Remember to share this with your friends because everybody deserves to know more about Web3, AI, cryptocurrency, and blockchain. I'm Cristina Nájera. See you next time.